All right, welcome back to Two Stupid Guys Trade Stocks. I'm Vinny.
I'm Dylan.
And today's going to be interesting. A lot of people that follow us are Alibaba shareholders, at least interested in Alibaba, and they're also kind of value invested oriented folks interested in what Charlie Munger has to say. So a lot of you folks probably have seen this video clip from the annual meeting where Charlie Munger is talking about the Chinese, but Dylan actually had not. I asked him, he said he'd never heard of it. So I figured I'd show it for him live for the first time and get his take on the first time hearing it. So we'll get that.
Well, I'm excited. I don't know what this is. If you like this kind of entertaining stock market content where it's two stupid guys trying to figure everything out, give us a like and subscribe.
All right, we'll get to it.
Two stupid guys trade stocks.
All right, like I said, this is from the 2021 Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. This is Becky Quick, and she's reading a question submitted by a shareholder here. So I'll let you guys kind of play this clip, and we'll stop if there's anything along the way.
You and your friend Li Lu have been very optimistic with respect to investing opportunities in China. BYD has performed spectacularly for Berkshire since its initial purchase in 2008 and is currently valued at $5.8 billion. The Daily Journal recently bought a large position in Alibaba after founder Jack Ma had been reprimanded by the Chinese Communist Party and Ma's other company, Ant, was not allowed to proceed with its IPO. What are your current thoughts on China and whether the communist leaders will allow businesses with strong leadership to flourish in decades to come?
Well, I think that the Chinese government will allow businesses to flourish. It was one of the most remarkable things that ever happened in the history of the world when a bunch of committed communists just looked at the prosperity of places like Singapore and said, the hell with this, we're not going to stay here in poverty. We're going to copy what works. And they changed communism. They just accepted Adam Smith and added it to their communism. And said, now we have communism with Chinese characteristics, which is China with a free market with a bunch of billionaires and so forth. And they made that shift. They deserve a lot of credit. Warren and I are not quite as good at that as changing our minds in many cases.
Yeah. I don't think I would ever hear him say that.
That was a remarkable change.
Yeah, it's pretty funny for a 97-year-old guy that is born and raised in America to be admiring something that would seem as foreign as the Chinese Communist Party transitioning to a pseudo form of democracy. I'm not democracy. I'm sorry, capitalism. Sorry, not democracy.
Yeah, people are gonna turn off the video right there, and they're gonna be right in the comments. Just you said democracy.
Yeah. Something else. Never mind. Yeah, very interesting. We'll let the video keep playing here.
Coming from such a place, and of course, it's worked like gangbusters. It had this enormous growth in the average income of the average Chinese. They've lifted 800 million people out of poverty fast. And there was never anything like it in the history of the world. So my hat is off to the Chinese. And I think they will continue to allow people to make money. They've learned it works. The Chinese, I loved what the guy said in the first place. I don't care whether the cat is black and white as long as it catches mice. That's my kind of talk.
In that list of the 20 most valuable companies, just 3 are Chinese. Now, if you're looking out 30 years, how many do you think will be Chinese? My guess is more, but I don't think they'll top the United States. But who knows? It's amazing what has been accomplished, and
really amazing.
And they found what works. I mean, there's nothing like finding something works in order to sort of reinforce ideas over time, and we'll see what happens. But I would bet there will be more than 3, but I will bet the United States has more than China has too.
This question's for Charlie. It comes from Stephen.
Yeah.
So they're pretty optimistic.
They are. The thing Warren Buffett's talking about there at the end is that he had put up a list of the 10 largest companies in the world by market cap currently, and they had compared it to 1980. But he's saying in going forward, he thinks that the Chinese will occupy more than 3 spots, but less than the United States, which is kind of ironic because the U.S. would have to occupy like 6, and the Chinese have to occupy like 4 for that to make sense. But
yeah, I was also doing them. I was like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah,
all right. Yeah, so I mean, it looks like Munger's fully. it looks like Munger's more in on it. He seemed more optimistic. Granted, this is a 2-minute clip, but
Yeah.
I mean, he's smarter than I am. So,
and this is from the beginning of May, Dylan. So this is not exactly the freshest content in the world as far as that goes. But it's just kind of, I wanted to give you a backstory a little bit here. You talk a little bit about the Daily Journal's position in Alibaba that was disclosed back. I think it was from the first quarter of 2021 is when he built that position. Obviously, we've kind of been talking about Alibaba since we've had this channel, but it's gotten a little bit more kind of ardent, I guess you could say, over the last month or so. But I wanted to give you a little perspective on someone who's like considered a forefather of like value investing and what he had to say about the changes going on in China.
What's going to be even more interesting is when their 13F comes out, because I thought this was a solid deal at like 215, 220. And then when it dropped to 200, I sold all my stuff. I'm like, this could keep dropping. This doesn't make any sense. And then I bought back in at like the 160 range.
Nice.
So it'd be really interesting to see, because he's very optimistic there at, what you said, May?
Yeah, that was in May.
So 215.
Yeah.
They literally hover between 219 and 210 like the whole time.
Yeah.
All May.
That is his daily journal portfolio, which is significantly smaller than obviously than Berkshire Hathaway. And it's a very concentrated portfolio, owning like I think 4 positions, including like a Micron, Bank of America, and now Alibaba. But I would not be really surprised if you saw Berkshire Hathaway at least take a little bit of a piece in it during the summertime period this year.
Yeah, I'm gonna say definitely.
Yeah, I don't think so. All right, guys. Well, let us know what you think down in the description below.
Yeah, have a good one, guys.
That's the next one.